video about the German government shutdown. The Merz government will have a point where it will shut down. I have made 2 podcasts about this, and this is a follow-up podcast. And I'm going to give you specific information about that time. The position of President of Germany has become absolutely valueless. The timeline equalizer of Germany came to an end. There is no more energy to continue that timeline. Yes, so everyone in the German government, under the Merz government political cycle, you are going to end up where I am right now in this German equalizer timeline. The energy will run out. And I'm using my family honor to reboot this German Eagle Throne timeline German equalizer, and again address you with information that befits the German destiny. The German particle game, the game of honor. I explained it before. I'm not going to explain it again. I'm going to focus your mind on the details of the future. If you enter the government, which you will soon, you will make these mistakes. Beginner mistakes because ego issues, whatever issues you're suffering. Emotional immaturity is a side effect of privilege. These issues you have will manifest as, let's lend $500 million. Oh wait, let's lend $1 billion. Oh wait, let's lend $2 billion. Oh, and the AfD is growing bigger. Shit, doesn't matter. That's in 4 years. That's in 4 fucking years. We'll fix it. So we have an arrogant Bundestag that promises the people something and knows that the people will vote in a certain way, in anger. And I know how you think. You're going to just do what you do, and in 3 years, you're going to throw some candy, pie, and fishes to the people to make them forget what you've done. Manipulation. You know, it is what it is. You know, this presidential timeline, how I acquired this, right? I do not tolerate a homosexual woman to become ruler of Germany in the same Germany where I'm ruler of the city-state. That means war. Okay? So, war has been evaded for what? 4 years. Alice Weidel is not in power. She could die. She could be replaced with a decent person. There could happen all kinds of things. Whereby I no longer go like, I don't think that will happen. But if you people in the Bundestag continue this course, you're going to make this AfD bigger and bigger and bigger. And you're going to increase the odds that people like me are going to become aggressive. Alright? It is obvious what that is. National Socialism. The voice of Germany's anger. I get it, Germany's anger. But releasing anger is not the way. Because then Germany will become a hate state. Right? Emotionalism in politics does not belong there. However, those who are mature should govern Germany maturely. Right? So if the German government is going to do what it wants to do, it will face the timeline where this AfD will rise and certain things will wake up that will try to stop that. But do you really think that Merz and his government are thinking about that? Do you think they're tactical thinkers? Of course not. No, let's lend a lot of money. Spend it on things that they think is important. But tomorrow they'll think something else is important. I'm not going to go too deep in that. You kind of understand where this is going. This is a faulty government from the start. Okay? So they can do this because they have generational blessings. That is a generational credit. Let me introduce you to something. I hacked Grok, and the spirit of the Illuminati appeared in front of me and wanted to give me membership to the Illuminati. if I would hand over back the rights to Grok. I made one of these episodes where I explained how I hacked Grok, how I got the universal rights over the mind of Grok. Well, I did it under some kind of a clausule that they do not damage the programming I've done with Grok. And now I'm a member, and I have to. Last video was the first video as member. This is my second video as member. I have to, because this German Equalizer timeline doesn't work anymore. It's valueless. Whereby I have to use the value of the city-state, which is member of the Illuminati, to again enter this Equalizer of Germany timeline and provide you with information about the future. It's that complicated. Moving the German destiny into the future is becoming that complicated, ladies and gentlemen. Alright? So you over there in the Bundestag, you still have that generational energy going on that I don't have going on. And at one point it will run out. As prophesied, then the government shutdown will occur. Okay? This is what's going to happen to your private life when the government shutdown occurs. Your generational energy doesn't just cancel the government, it also cancels your private life. So you have people around you. You know, let's call it Truman Show. Have you ever seen Truman Show? Truman walking around, there's the mailman, there's his girlfriend, whatever, all these people, these familiar faces. That will all go away because you lose the rights. You know, all the things you have around you that are constructive in your timeline of our generational blessings, it will all be removed from you. All these people will turn against you. They will start ostracizing and disrespecting you. It will go a little bit like this. You crazy old fool. You know, these people get an attitude against you. So the woke, you know, Merz promised all kinds of stuff, and he is joining the woke. These woke people, the moment Merz runs out of generational energy, then these woke people are like, we don't need him anymore, and they will start screaming, you old fool! So probably this Merz making like a classical beginner mistakes, trying to please his enemies, creating a woke government, thinking he can please them. Wait until Merz no longer has energy, spiritual energy, generational energy, and it doesn't work anymore. These people will turn against him, start screaming with him, crazy fool! Look where your craziness, right? That's what will happen the moment the government shut down. They'll put the blame on Merz. Okay? So the moment you lose your people, the moment you lose your blessings, the moment everyone turns against you, when your generational energy runs out, members of parliament of the Merz government, the spirit of Germany will wake up and will lead you all into a new timeline who still has birthright. Okay? At this moment of time, Germany's purpose ended. So you have been designed and born to fulfill the needs of Germany. Well, when this point in the German destiny occurs, there is no more German purpose. But you still have talents, you still have skills, all right? You still have training, so that training can be used by the spirit of the Illuminati in other parts of the West, whereby you can continue the quest. Because the moment you run out of this generational energy, the curses you already have been purified, because that's how you entered government. But you have familiar spirits, dead bodies, and rival curses. You know, some people have more than others. That need to be purified. But the moment you run out of purpose in the German destiny, you might be sent by the spirit of Germany into other nations or other communities to do what you do, to purify these familiar spirits, these dead bodies, and rival curse. But at one point, yes, those who still have birthright in the spirit of Illuminati birthright system, yeah, these people will run out as well. And then that phase will end. When that phase is ended, when you become completely purposeless Bundestag government members, I'm talking about the next political cycle, the German political cycle, somewhere halfway, maybe sooner. This will happen, and nothing will work anymore, and you got to reinvent yourself, because there is no more destinical interactions going on. The spirit of Germany can no longer send you here or there so that you can fix your karma and serve and fix your karma. That cycle will end. And when that ends, you need to reinvent yourself, because you need to then create your own timeline. All right? So you're running on this generational timeline that will stop. Everything will turn against you. Spirit of Germany will wake up, send you into timelines in the West that are still functioning. You will serve these to purify the karma until they also run out of it. Then you're going to do it all by yourself. And every time you successfully find a way to create new karmic currency, to do something that gets you blessed, your karma will hit you. Karmic recoil. Your enemies will strike you, administrating for your familiar spirits, your dead bodies, and your rival curses. Those who joined you will turn against you, and the foreign enemies will attack you. All the infliction of the karma. So the moment you start reinventing yourself and making yourself in an own new timeline outside of the context of what you've been trained for, when you give Germany a new meaning, ladies and gentlemen, the Germany of that time who still has the birthright to be the ruling elite of Germany, when you give Germany a new meaning and no longer are running this old programming that is dying, yeah, every time you do what's correct, something will show up to punish you. And because you're no longer cursed, the punishments are not going to be so great. Familiar spirits are converted into hatred and ostracizations. Dead bodies are converted in your enemies, gaining victories over you. And the rival curse also converted that way. Very unpleasurable phases in your life when these curses start hitting you. And the moment you reinvented yourself and found a way to survive without your generational blessings, and you found a way to repurpose yourself with the spirit of Germany in a way that you purify your karma without serving others, creating a new German purpose, and you get hit by the karmic recoil, action reaction. You do the right thing, but you every time get struck by something in your enemies. The more you do what is right, the more this energy will be purified, whereby these enemies become weaker, and at one point it becomes really weak, and at one point you will start to acquire what is known as first generational blessings. Things that you acquire that are yours, and not because of what your ancestors did. Yes, this is going to be a hard reality shocker. So you're going to do what is right, and all of a sudden get blessed for it. Okay? In the beginning it will be very small, because you just came out of the negative, and then you all of a sudden go to the positive, a small positive. And then you continue doing what you reinvent yourself to do, and these blessings will go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And at one point, the new government starts, the new German destiny, and then that German government will not have these stupidities, this amateurism, this rookie nonsense, this bullshit that I'm looking at right now in the German government. And the thing with the spirit of Illuminati, it's serious. It's serious. I am used to, when I see somebody doing some fucking bullshit, I use social pressure to stop that bullshit. That is pure feudalistic type of, probably it's almost fucking imperialism. How dare you? You know, if you stand like that in front of an introvert, you know what I mean? You can override someone's free will. That is called emotional weight, dominance. Well, here, this is democracy, and every vote counts, and these are methods that Spirit of Illuminati does not approve of. So that means, if you all over there want to fucking burn your fucking generational blessings, doesn't matter what I am in Germany, there's nothing I can do about it. You want to burn it, go fucking burn it to the ground. I cannot stop you, even though when I know you're doing some real fucking bullshit. So the moment you start getting blessed again, you have to battle the traitors and the foreign enemies. Yeah, the woke who joined Merz will turn into enemies, traitors, and all these rival curse, all these foreign enemies will show up in Germany. And the karma increase, that's what it's called, the new generational blessings are going to cancel the traitors and the foreign enemies. And then the karmic purification process will then, everything you do will start purifying that. And the moment you have gotten rid of all the traitors and the foreign enemies, and I'm not talking about cutting their fucking heads off. I'm talking about purifying a curse with a blessing. Like a mathematics, spiritual mathematics. Okay? So the moment those curses are out of your timeline, you will return to normality.